Hey guys, it's Viper and welcome to a brand new series. This is my rFactor Career Mode and I'm going to be driving a Scott McLaughlin, I believe he is, in the V8 Supertourers. Not V8 Supercars, V8 Supertourers. We're going to be following the 2012 V8 Supercar calendar, which starts in Adelaide and finishes in Melbourne. I don't think it happened in real life like that, but that's how it's going to work. It will run off the current F1 point system, so 25 first, 1 for 10th, and so on. This should be a very interesting series and I'm very looking forward to it. I know there's no intro or anything like that, so it's just because I want to try and get as much of the actual race as possible. Unfortunately, videos might be a bit long and sketchy, so things like that. But anyway, let's jump straight into practice, where obviously we're going to be performing our first lap. Now, first thing I will say is you'll notice the hood. Now the hood is quite different. It's an F1 hood, as you might have guessed by now. The one it's going to stay like that. The only thing I'm planning on getting removed for the next episode is the Lewis Hamilton bit, because obviously it's an F1 mod. It'll have all the drivers' names, so I'm planning on just getting that taken off, just that. But obviously the hood will stay on. The time in the top left, now, so that logo thing will stay in the top right. And you can actually see behind the bottom right. There's actually a timer for the lap. I'll plan on moving that up a bit more. Just for qualifying practice and everything, so you can actually see the lap time. But yeah, Adelaide, first track. At the moment, I'd seem to be actually a small bit of practice beforehand around the track, and the track felt pretty decent. It felt pretty good. The car itself felt pretty good as well. As you can see in practice, this is only our first flying lap, so if there's any mistakes, it's better to get them out of the way and do them in practice. I know it's not the greatest time. As you can see, Murphy does a 1:36.914, I believe it is. I think that's, I believe it's Graham Murphy, I believe. I don't know all of the names, I presume. I know a few of them, but not all. I know obviously we're driving a Scott McLaughlin. Like I said, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I've mispronounced it there, but anyway. As you can see, I think that's Stowe. Is it Stowe? Oh, Evans, sorry. No, Evans. They're all going quicker and quicker. As you see, we run a bit wide on that last corner there. That last corner actually caught me out a few times, the ones that I did in practice. Going to come across the line to do a 1:36.653, which isn't pretty bad, which isn't too bad, I mean, for a first lap, considering what's going on. Moving on to the next lap, which was our second flying lap. We're going considerably quicker. Notice how the back end snaps out. And I will be playing this series on a pad, just so anyone's wondering. And that was a 1:33.859, so about 3 seconds quicker. That puts us at the top of the timing sheet. But as you can see in the practice, we actually finished in 9th place, which isn't too great, but considering we only did 4 laps, it wasn't too bad. Jumping into qualifying though, you only get 12 laps in qualifying. This was our best of the bunch, which, surprisingly enough, was our first lap. I kind of decided to do one lap, a quick lap, and then maybe have a cool down lap and go for another run. But I'm trying to give the sense that it might seem like I'm copying Beaver and Chipmunk, or just Chipmunk, how he was doing the 1 lap qualifying, and obviously ending it after that. I kind of did the same on this race, just to see what my pace was like of 1 lap. So obviously I needed to have a clean lap. The car does understeer, that's definitely something to note. But under acceleration, the car does tend to spin out. You'll see me correct the car a couple of times, a few of the corners, just because of the turbo when it kicks in. Something that McLaren Honda probably didn't have last season. I know that was a very crappy F1 joke, but there you go. But still, like I said, the car felt absolutely amazing to drive. It feels different because the cars aren't what I usually drive on the game like this, especially, usually F1 cars. This car in particular, the one that I mentioned. Well, I say the one I mentioned. You can see the back end sort of slides out. The car does understeer, so I've had to mess with the tweak. I've, obviously tweaked the settings of it to fit my liking. It still understeers around a few corners and oversteers around a lot. I don't take as much speed around some corners, like this one, for example. I didn't want to take too much speed. Obviously, braking a bit earlier than last time, so that actually made the corner. You see, the car really just doesn't want to turn in for that corner. But we're going to come up to the line, and what's it going to be as we cross the line? 1:33.725, so near enough matching the practice pace, which wasn't too bad. And after qualifying, that puts in 6th. Angus for first, Shane Van Gisberg second, Simon Evans third, Simon McLellan 4th, Dominic Sturry 5th, then it's us, and then Ash Walsh, Tim Edgell, Craig Bard, Andy Booth rounding out the top 10. So that's not too bad, but let's get on to the main race side of things now. I'm going to actually try and race the whole, I'm racing the whole, I'm doing the whole race in cockpit view. Makes it a bit more interesting. And the lights are out and we're away, and immediately we've got a bogged down start. We're immediately getting snagged by the guys on the right. I believe that's Craig Bard who had a look up our inside. We had Andy Walsh on our right hand side, as you can see. There he goes round the outside, and it's been contact at the front of the field and round the back of us as well. Craig Bard managed to get up the inside. He used to be in touring cars, actually, speaking of which. But we're going to go up the inside of Craig Bard. He squeezed us to the wall. We give him some room, obviously not too much, but he's still there on the left hand side. We actually give the guy in front a bit of a nudge as well to let him know we're there as well, David Sturry. And we go up the inside of him. Scott Evans as well, I believe, is going a bit slow. And not too bad, actually. I mean, we got past him. As you can see, there's, I think it's Craig Walsh, I think it was, behind. Craig Bard, sorry, he's behind. With Scott Evans in front. I believe it's Scott Evans. But yeah, it's actually, like I said, the series itself is very nice. The car itself is very nice to drive, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how the rest of this season will turn out. But as you can see, going into this next round, this is actually a sharp hairpin. The AI brake very, very early. I'm actually planning on turning the difficulty up, because I didn't like 100%, the aggression was like 95%. Plan on turning it up for the next race, just to make things a bit more interesting. So as you can see, we give Scott Evans a bit of a nudge. That's not going to do good. That's not going to do much for our aerodynamics, I'm sure. But he was going a bit slow there. And just something to bear in mind. You'll notice the car on the left, as you see, a couple of the guys actually go off the track a little bit. So obviously they're struggling with oversteer there. As we've got Scott McLaughlin, is it? I believe, in front of us for third place. We're coming across the line now to start lap 2. And bear in mind, we've still got the guys behind. We've still got Evans behind and also Sturry behind him with Walsh. And I believe that's, this is Boo, so I presume Boolean? I don't know. It's probably some sort of maths thing, I'm sure. But yeah, Scott McLaughlin, we're going to try and nudge up his inside. It didn't quite work out, however, he did brake a bit earlier than normal. He did give us a space. Then we give him a bit of nudge to say, oi, we're here, we're going to take your place. And we get past him for third place. Quick replay of the start. I say quick replay of the start to see where we actually got bogged down. As you see, the car swamped us left and right, which isn't great for us, as you can see. Andy Walsh on the right hand side, proper pedal to the metal. As we come in, obviously we brake, and as you can see, the cars behind, we all bunch up together, obviously. That's the idea of these supercars, they always bunch up in races. You see, Craig Bard did actually get past us, but then this was our move. It was actually 3 into 1 corner. Luckily, we actually all made it fit. I mean, obviously there was contact made, but we managed to make it fit. That's where we got past Craig Bard, of course, and obviously David Sturry as well. Some of the camera angles on this track are absolutely fantastic. As you can see, there's, I think that's Scott Evans, I believe, or Sam Evans. But as you can see, obviously we got bogged down because we were in second gear at the time, so David Sturry and Craig Bard actually went head to head to try and catch us. But yeah, like I said, the car itself looks very nice, and the cars, you know, the cars look very nice and everything. Here's the move that we did on Scott Evans. As you can see, he does go wide. I mean, the AI tend to go quite wide. Also, we have, I think it's Scott McLaughlin in front again. Also, this was the move that we made towards the end of lap 1, moving on to lap 2. As you can see, though, he's proper putting the pressure on us, and sorry, we're proper putting the pressure on him. I forgot, I got my words mixed up there. But as you can see, like I said, we give him he gave us the room, which was very sportsman of him. And obviously, we give him a slight nudge. That must have slowed him down a little bit, or made him put his brakes on. Obviously, managed to slip by for third place. But as you can see, at the end of lap 2, Adam Fogg is going very slow, and so is Shane Van Gisbergen, I noticed. Van Gisberg, not Gisberg. But we're actually going to have a drag race across the line with Adam Fogg, I think it is, Adam Fogg, Andy Fogg, there we go. But as you see, side by side with Andy Fogg here, and this looks like it's going to be a fantastic battle. He gives us the room. We're going to try and look around his outside. We're going around his outside. Can we get the move done? And he's still holding it round the outside. And we're going to go down his inside, and we take second place from Andy Fogg. Very good racing there from the Australian. I believe he's Australian. Obviously, Shane Van Gisbergen up next. Why do you say Gisberg? It's Gisberg, not Gisberg. Duh. I'll get used to names, I'm sure, as this series progresses. I don't know him as much as F1, but I'll give him my best shot. But going across the line, as you see, end of lap 3. And as you can see, the actual Shane's actually giving us room, and we go down the inside, but it obviously doesn't give the room. He runs wide off the track, which gains him an advantage, I think. Very unfair on us. But moving on to the end of lap 3, as you can see, he brakes early, goes for the inside line. We do the switchback, and we take the lead of the Adelaide 500, which is fantastic news for us. As you can see, here we go again. Instant replay. He holds it around the outside. Obviously, we switch back to go on the inside, and then we get the move going round into the next left-hander, which is pretty damn good. Moving on to lap 4 now. I only put enough fuel in for the first couple of laps. I noticed that we need quite a bit of fuel, and something that the AI don't actually do very much, especially in this race, I noticed, was they didn't actually pit for fuel. Like 1 or 2 cars rarely pitted for fuel. It's 13 seconds long, so it's going to take quite a while. As you can see, whilst we're in the pits though, all the cars behind are just completely mugging us, obviously, because we've stopped so early. Obviously, we're dropping to the back. However, I believe we're in 15th. Now, as you see, it's coming out the pits to the left. If you look to the left-hand side, that's Sam Evans, or Scott Evans, I believe. He'd actually got in contact, I believe, with somebody else. And, you know, moving a bit further on, speaking of the guy, moving on to lap 7 and going on to lap 8, as you can see, there's Evans on the left-hand side. We're going to go down his inside. It looks pretty good so far. We've got up his inside and got the position done. As you can see, here's an instant replay of the actual bit, and you can see we do the switchback on him, and there you go. It's not too bad, you know, nice and easy, lets us through. It does, you know, not too bad. But moving on to lap 10, obviously it took us a while to actually catch the cars in front, and I believe we've caught a 3-car train, which is David Gaughan, Paul Manuel and John McIntyre, I believe. And as you can see, they're all going exceptionally slow. We get around David Gaughan, then we've got, I think that's Paul Manuel. We've just gone up his inside, and then moving on to the end of that lap where we overtook Shane van Gisbergen, we actually managed to get past John McIntyre. As you see, we tried doing doing the switchback, but instead we actually held it round the outside, and we got round him at the second lap, the next left-hander. Just the same with Shane van Gisbergen. As you can see, we've got I believe that's Gordon Murphy and Roger Moore up front, and we give Roger Moore a bit of a nudge, a bit of an aggressive shunt from us, I'm sure. But we're actually going to have a small drag race across the line. As you can see, we actually managed to hold it just about neck and neck with him. And going into the next left-hander, who's going to take the position, and we managed to do it just a slight bit of contact was made, and that allows Gordon Murphy, I believe, to actually close up and gain a position. I see Gordon Murphy, he's trying to go around the outside. Roger Moore actually gets overtaken after that by John McIntyre, so something must be going wrong. But as you can see, we caught up another train. I believe this is, yeah, there's Andy Booth, Craig Bard, and I think Adam Gardner, I think it was. Unfortunately, Craig managed to hold his own and keep ahead of us. However, getting in his slipstream now on lap 13, bear in mind there's only 2 laps to go. We go neck and neck with him, just about edge him out there. Well, is he going to look up the inside of us? No, he's not. We brake extra late, which is not going to be good for us. We think it's going to, you know, obviously Craig will try and get past us, but unfortunately he does not. As you can see though, up front, I believe that's a 4-car train. It's David Story, Andy Walsh, Andy Fogg and Tim Edgell, I believe. Obviously, as you just see, we've got past Andy Walsh. As you can see, we've made contact with Andy Fogg, and it's quite a surprise actually. I didn't expect him to do that. But coming on to the last lap, we're in 4th position. You see, there's Tim Edgell, and actually he's gone very slow over them first 2 curves. We're trying to get round him, and we managed to get round go up his inside and take 3rd position, which is fantastic for us. And this is on the last lap of the race too. Are we going to get any more, I wonder? Well, let's just stay on board, shall we? As you can see, there's Shane van Gisbergen and also Scott McLaughlin in front. And as you can see, they're going slow. We're actually catching them up. The gap's only a second and a bit, just. And I believe we're actually going to slowly catch them. We actually have a yellow flag. I don't know who that was actually for, though. But as you can see at the bottom, there's actually been somebody who was stopped. That's where the yellow flag came in for. I don't know who it was. But unfortunately, we had a yellow flag situation, but that's still not going to stop us from trying to challenge these guys. Like I said, we're currently 3rd. We're going to try and gain the win here. Can we do it though? Is the question. Couple of corners to go. Who will win this Adelaide 500? Who knows? Shane's there. Up goes Scott. He's going up his inside. Scott's going extra slow. We take that opportunity and gain second place on the spot. And now it's a couple of corners to go. We've got Shane van Gisbergen in front. Can we get the lead on the last corner of the last lap of the race? We're going up his inside and we've managed to take the lead. However, Shane is going to come back at us, but it's not enough, and we're going to win at Adelaide, the first race of the season, including a pit stop. Surprisingly, the AI didn't do it. But meanwhile, further back, as you can see, this was that move that we made on Tim Edgell on that last lap. As you see, going up the inside of him, which, like I said, it seems like a pretty easy move. It felt like a pretty easy move. And obviously those last two overtakes that we made on Scott McLaughlin, as you can see, we go around his outside because he was going extra slow. And of course, Shane van Gisbergen. But as you can, there you go, it proves it as well. The guy behind as well, Scott, slightly dipped his wheel on the grass. We took an opportunity, said, you know what, we're going to go up his inside. As you can see, Shane is actually quite quick on that straight. But we managed to hold him off and take the win, which is fantastic, really, considering the first race. However, further back, this is what I really wanted to show you. Craig Bard and Gordon Murphy, I believe. Gordon Murphy slits past Craig Bard at the last corner, and it's Roger Moore versus Craig Bard drag race across the line for, I believe, 5th place. And this was how close it was. Literally, Roger Moore, he only just edged out Craig Bard, which was a crazy result, but a fantastic battle between the two. As you can see, that is the end of the race, and obviously we won from Shane van Gisbergen, Simon McLennan, Dominic Sturry, Ash Waltz, Andy, I keep saying Andy Waltz, no, Andy Booth, Greg Murphy, Richard Moore, Craig Bard, David Gaughan, I believe, then John McIntyre, Simon Evans came home in 12th, so not a great day for him. Andrea Heimgarder, I believe, he came 13th. As you can see though, the main one that we had was Shane van Gisbergen. He finished only just short of 0.2 of a second. As you see between Booth and Greg Bard and Richard Moore, the gap was less than 2 or 3 hundredths, so it's pretty crazy. Paul Manuel 14th, Angus Fogg 15th, and Tim Edgell 16th. That's been all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you hit the like button, and of course be sure to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I've been Viper Racing. You guys have been awesome. I'll see you guys in my next video. Ta-ra!